Okay, so we're looking at now is the Reloop RMX-90 DVS. This is the flagship 4-channel club mixer. It's familiar mixer layout, very classically designed. You've got your 4-channel mixer, you've got your effects section over here, and you've got your mic and monitor section around. The nice thing about this mixer is the built-in audio interface, 24-bit sound card with Serato DVS certification, all built in. So no extra licenses you need, it's all built into the hardware, and that gives you all 4 channels of DVS control. So all you need to do is connect your turntables in your laptop and away you go running Serato DVS. So you've got 3-band EQ, a dedicated filter on each section with a nice smooth fader. The EQs are switchable between a kill or a classic mode. Now what that means is kill mode gives you, it will kill the frequency band, it's often referred to as an isolator band on some mixers, and that will kill that entire frequency band when you turn it down to 0. The classic mode isn't quite a full kill, it just attenuates the band, and what that does, it just allows you to be a little bit more precise with the fine EQ changes. You've got a gain pot or a trim at the top of each channel to set the incoming signal volume. Cue buttons underneath allowing you to cue in your headphones. Like I say, 4 faders, fader assign buttons underneath, so you can assign each channel fader to the left or right side of the crossfader. Crossfader, you can put an inner fader in should you wish. It's available as a separate item. This is the standard fader, which is pretty good on its own, but if you're into scratching, you can upgrade that at a later date as well. Running down this side, you've got your mic section, so you've got a mic input on the top, it's combi input, so XLR and jack inputs. You've got a second mic input on the front panel, and these are your 2 mic volume controls. You've then got a 2-band EQ control on that mic channel. Mic 1 is also switchable with an auxiliary input. So you've got the switch up the top, and then that allows you to plug in an extra line level source, iPod, MP3 player, drum machine, keyboard, something, whatever else you might want to add in alongside the 4 mixer channels. Your headphone cue section gives you a single band tone control for your headphones, and you've got the mix and the volume controls as well. 6.3mm quarter-inch jack, or also a mini jack input on the front as well, so you can have 2 sets of headphones plugged in. On the right hand side, we've got our mixer effects settings, so effects down the right hand side. You've got the screen which tells you what effect is currently set, where it's routed to, and the parameters and tempo control on there. Simple knob at the top allows you to choose the effect that you want. Click to load that effect in, and that's now active. Assign it to the channel that you want, so channel 1, 2, 3, 4. On the mic channel, crossfader left, crossfader right, or just outputting on the master. Underneath changes the time of that effect. Now depending on which effect you're using, it will have a different thing, so it will either do the size of a reverb, say, or it will do the time signature of an echo. You also have these handy up and down buttons which will lock it into specific time signatures. Effects on, and then a wet and dry. Very easy to use, similar layout found on many common mixers, so it's really intuitive. It should have you up and running nice and quickly. Under the screen you've just got these buttons here which do activate the fader start, and you've also got fader curves as well with the display showed on the screen, so you can adjust the cut-in time of the crossfader and the up faders. So another cool thing about this mixer, if you power it off and hold down these 2 fader start buttons, when you switch the mixer on, you get into your utility menu. Now this is really cool for engineers, installers, or people that really want to sort of dial in the mixer and really tweak it to their preference. So the first option is your master output, so you can set this to either stereo or mono depending on what environment you're plugging it into. You can set a limiter on the mixer, you can set your USB output, so if you're recording via USB you can choose what channel that comes out on and also what kind of signal that is coming out. You can change the resonance of the filters, so they're set on the top panel, but you can delve into the menu and change to whether you want a nice flat filter or a really wild resonant one. Your cue set allows you to set the way that the cue section works on the mixer. So mix allows you to cue multiple channels at the same time. Solo will override each channel as you press the cue button. Talk over level for the mic, so how much it ducks. Crossovers for the low and the high EQ. So if we go to our low EQ, you can set what frequency this knob controls. And then same again for the high EQ. And that's global across all 4 channels, so you can really tweak that EQ section quite a lot. Mic booth off, so if you've got an MC in the booth, you don't want it coming through the booth monitors and causing feedback to the mic, so you can turn that off. Mic low cut, again, for just cutting out some of those really low frequencies on the mic signal. And a booth source allows you to choose a separate output from your booth to your master. So if we set the booth source as input 1, then that means channel 1 is going to come out of the booth output, and channels 2, 3 and 4 are going to come out of the master. This is really great for venues that maybe have multiple rooms and want to use this single mixer to power the whole global environment. Auxiliary gain gives you a little bit of a boost on this auxiliary, so if you're using like a phone or something with a low line level, then you can just boost that up to the rest. Turn the MIDI on and off of the mixer, the MIDI channel, your MIDI settings, check the LEDs, and obviously all the firmware updates and everything as well. And then we're back into operation. One thing worth noting, the most important thing in all of that is probably the filter resonance. Now, you don't want to be turning the mixer on and off every single time. So while the mixer is on, if you just hold the 2 buttons down for a period, then you get into the most commonly used things that you're going to need to change on the fly. Okay, so that was the RMX-90. We had a little look over the features and some of the extra settings as well. This is on sale now at DJKit.